Hey, what's up? This is Brian Pfeiffer with VegasVIPServices.com. And I'm standing here today in front of the Spearmint Rhino. You guys can see it here in the background. And this video is going to be the 2023 version of Las Vegas strip clubs, the top 15 strip clubs with a few honorable mentions at the end. And the reason I'm standing here in front of the Rhino is because that is my #1 strip club on the list. So let me tell you a little bit about this video. I'm going to run down the list of the top 15 in Las Vegas, and then obviously mention a few of those honorable mentions, and then each one of these strip clubs has its own video on the website below. If you click on that link, and you can get over there and get more details about the the options to get in to the each strip club, whether it be bottle service with one of our packages, or several deals where you get a ride and entry or a couple of drinks. Okay, so I'm not going to go into the super detail on any one of these strip clubs. I'm kind of just going to give you guys a brief rundown. If you scroll down the video, you're going to find a link. You can go down and read up on each one of these strip clubs individually, and then you can watch a video on each strip club. I got a beautiful page with the packages and whatnot. You can buy everything right online, pretty much at all the strip clubs nowadays. So let's talk about the Rhino. Okay, and why is it #1? Well, #1, Rhino probably has the hottest girls in all Las Vegas. Okay, let's be realistic. There's really no better quality in terms of top-tier talent than the Spearmint Rhino here in Vegas. There are several other Rhinos. I believe there's one in California, and I'm not sure where the other locations are, but it's a chain, and it's notorious for having high standards to work here. I've dated several girls that have worked here. I do know a lot of the girls that still work here. I can walk into this place probably anytime, like tonight if I wanted to, and it'll be like a reunion if you will, of the girls that I've known and partied with and hung out with. And a lot of these girls, by the way, work at several strip clubs. Okay, they have contracts or deals in place, and they might work at, for example, some of the girls at Rhino might work at Sapphire or Crazy Horse Street. Those are the other top-tier strip clubs. I'll get to those in a second. But the Rhino is definitely somewhere you want to check out if you're heading to Vegas. I do have a deal now in place with them for 2 drinks, a ride and entry for $44. I'll have a link below if you guys want to check that out and get that deal. It is a fairly reliable transportation service that Rhino runs. They have their own cars, a lot of Sprinter vans, limos, party buses and whatnot, so we can pick up your group. And just so you guys know, for future reference, if you're watching this video, you never want to take a Uber or a taxi or a Lyft or a limo from like a hotel or anywhere to these strip clubs. You want to get picked up in the strip club transportation. And here's why. They have contracts with all the Ubers, the Lyfts, the taxi companies, and all the limo companies that they pay out the drivers. Okay, so if these drivers drive you to any one of these strip clubs on this list, they're going to get a kickback. So that means you're paying for that at the door, and that kickback's going to the driver. Okay, if you get picked up in the house transportation, which is what I'm going to send at any of these strip clubs, you don't have to pay that kickback to the driver. Okay, the driver works for the club. You might want to tip him a couple bucks, but it's certainly not going to be an extra $50 a head if you were to take an outside transportation to one of these strip clubs. So just keep that in mind. All right, so a little bit more about Rhino. It is a recently redone strip club. You can see it's beautiful here in the background. It's well done. They got a parking garage. It's very safe here. They got a back entrance for the VIPs and bottle service and whatnot. I've partied here many times. It's cool. I'm not much of a strip club guy these days. I don't go to too many of them anymore. I used to frequent them a little more often. But, if I were to come out, this would be definitely one of my top picks. And I would definitely like to come check out the Rhino. If you're coming from out of town and you want to see the best girls, this is going to be your spot. So let's talk about the #2 strip club on our list, and that is going to be Sapphire. Okay, Sapphire is supposedly the world's largest gentleman's club. I don't know if there's any validity to that or truth, but it is a monster facility. They do have a side room now that used to be the Men of Sapphire. They got rid of that since COVID. Now that's all part of the regular strip club. And they also have a pool. So they're the only strip club that's a pool strip club in Las Vegas. It's actually a strip club where the girls walk around topless and you can get lap dances and stuff by the pool. And it's only open from May till about middle of September, and then it's closed for the season. But it is pretty rocking on Fridays through Sundays. But the main gentleman's club is the feature, and that's open 7 days a week. They used to be 24 hours, but they're not anymore. They're actually open. I think they open around 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock during the weekdays, and then they stay open really like around 8 a.m. But they are closed for a few hours during the day, and then they reopen. And same thing with the Rhino, by the way. They do stay open pretty late, but they're not 24 hours anymore. They used to be, but now they're just open 7 days a week. They open up fairly early, maybe around 8 o'clock during the week, and then on the weekends a little bit earlier. And then they stay open super late, like around 6 or 7 or 8 in the morning. If people are in there spending money, having fun, they'll stay open. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, so number 1 Rhino, number 2 Sapphire, number 3 is Crazy Horse 3. Okay, now that's going to be on the south end of the strip, toward the Mandalay Bay over there, and the Delano. They redid that place. There used to be a Crazy Horse and a Crazy Horse 2, I think, and then the new one is a nice facility. They've remodeled it even a couple times since it's been open, and it's beautiful. It's a nice establishment. They got a nice big main room. They got a side room. They got kind of a club on the one hand side. They got a VIP area in the back. It's a well done strip club. A lot of top tier girls, like I said, work at Rhino, Sapphire, and Crazy Horse 3. They all kind of work at multiple strip clubs, some of them. And if they get fired for some reason at one, they'll just go over to the other one, okay? So I do know several girls that have been fired from, say, Sapphire or Rhino, and then I see them working at Crazy Horse 3. So that's typically how it goes. Those are going to be your top tier strip clubs, those top 3. And then, down the list, these are all good strip clubs, okay, all the way down to the 15. But you're not going to find as many top tier girls working at these strip clubs beyond the top 3. Okay, the top 3 are going to be, a roster of like 250 to 400 girls, and probably 90% of them are like really attractive females. Okay, so you got to be like hot to work at these strip clubs. They're not going to even hire you if you're not an attractive female. You're not going to find too many like C-list girls at these strip clubs. There might be a couple, but not very many. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So let's talk about number 4 on our list, and that's going to be right down the street over here. That's called Treasures. Okay, Treasures have been open for a while. I just started working with them really heavy since COVID. We do send a lot of business to them. They do have reliable transportation. They typically pick you up in a limo. They do have a lot of limos, and they have a couple Sprinter vans with limo-style seating. $40 bucks, 2 drinks, Friday entry is our popular deal. They have some bottle packages as well that are very reasonable. But they have a big roster of girls as well, and they're open 7 days a week, not 24 hours like they used to be, but they do stay open really late. So if you want to come here after the nightclubs, they stay open late on the weekends. And then, like I said, 7 days a week. During the week, they open up around 8 o'clock, and then on the weekends, I think they open up a little bit earlier. Okay, so Treasures is definitely a contender when it comes to the top strip clubs. I put it in at number 4, and it's definitely solid. So let's talk about number 5 here, and that is going to be the Peppermint Hippo. Okay, this is a new strip club in Las Vegas. It's in the space that was formerly the Olympic Gardens. And one of the guys actually that used to work over at Rhino here, his name's Alan. He's kind of one of the guys that kind of spearheaded that Peppermint Hippo over there. Now, Peppermint Hippo kind of sounds like Spearmint Rhino, but in reality, Peppermint Hippo is actually a chain of strip clubs that's in Wisconsin, Arkansas, Neenah, Wisconsin. I think they got a location. They have several different locations all over the Midwest, and I think they have one in Reno as well. But they just opened up their Las Vegas location out here in the old OG's space. They're not doing the male strip club upstairs like OG's used to have yet. We'll see if that's coming. But right now it's just a female strip club. That one is open 24 hours, okay? And they do have a lot of hot girls that work over there. Some of the girls that were at Rhino, Sapphire, and Crazy Horse have left and went over there. So, there's some heavy competition in town now for the girls because there's a lot of strip clubs for them to work at. So it was kind of funny when Peppermint Hippo opened up, I immediately got a call from the Rhino here, and we got a new deal in place. So everybody's kind of fighting for that same clientele, and the girls are shuffling around, and obviously they want to work with good promoters and hosts like us to bring business to them. And, so just about everywhere in Vegas we have a deal. So that's number 5 on the list. That's Peppermint Hippo. New spot, definitely worth checking out. And by the way, guys, we do have several different options where you can do multiple strip clubs in a night. If you want to check out the Rhino and the Hippo in one night, or if you want to do 3 strip clubs in one night, we have options for that. We'll give you a discounted price to do all 3 in a night. You can spend a couple hours at each one, get your fill of the girls at that one, and then head over to the next one. Some of the guys end up booking the 3 strip club package and only end up making it to 1 or 2 because they're having such a good time. But, that does happen. It is what it is. So let's talk about number 6 on the list, and that is Larry Flint's Hustler Club, okay? That's going to be over there by Crazy Horse 3 on the south end of the strip by the Mandalay Bay. It is a beautiful strip club. It's very well done. It's a huge facility. Upstairs they have the Kings of Hustler, which is the male strip club, kind of the only male strip club in town. So it's kind of unique when it comes to that. You can get the females and males in the same club. It's the only place that does that. They do turn the strip club upstairs, rooftop, into the Hustler Terrace After Hours, which is called the Terrace After Hours. And that's Saturdays from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. But the main attraction, obviously, is the female strip club downstairs, and that's going to be the main floor. Number 6 on my list, just because, there's so many strip clubs in town when it comes to the top tier talent. Hustler's they just don't have the top tier girls like the Rhino does, or the Sapphire, or Crazy Horse, okay? They're going to be kind of like that Treasures level girls. You're going to find some really high quality girls there when it comes to like the top tier, but not that many. It's not going to be like all the girls. They're going to be kind of like the mid-level girls, and then there's going to be some C-listers in there as well. Kind of something for everybody. Some guys like that, okay? Some guys don't like to come to the strip club where all the girls have fake boobs and big asses, tattoos like a Crazy Horse or whatever. They'd rather go to a strip club where there's going to be like more natural type of girls, and you'll find that at like a Hustler and a Treasures. Okay, so that's why Larry Flint's is number 6 on our list, and it's this beautiful facility. And it's gorgeous when it comes to the interior, and the exterior is really cool. It's got a big pink neon, very bright and whatnot. You see from the 15, and definitely recommend Larry Flint's Hustler Club. Do a lot of business with them, so don't discount any of these strip clubs. Past this point, all the top 15 are solid when it comes to Las Vegas. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Number 7 on my list is the old Palomino Club. Okay, this place has been around forever, and the Palomino Club is a unicorn when it comes to Vegas. They're the only strip club in Las Vegas that can serve alcohol and is fully nude. If you don't know, the strip clubs in Las Vegas, most of them are topless. All the ones I mentioned up to this point are topless, and because they serve alcohol, and that's how the laws work in Las Vegas. But the Palomino was built before the laws, and they're the only one in Las Vegas that can serve alcohol and is fully nude. So kind of a unicorn situation. The only kind of drawback to the Palomino is it's up north. It's kind of far. It's past Fremont Street, about 15 minutes past Fremont Street, and that's a little bit of a haul to get up there. But I do have a ton of packages. They did give me some exclusive packages because I send so much business up there for bottle service. They don't really do much as far as entry goes right now because they're so busy on the weekends especially. They don't really need just random people showing up there. When it comes to like their transportation and whatnot, they'd rather have people buy tables. Okay, so I have tons of table packages for that, so make sure you click on the links below. Check those out. But if you want full nude and alcohol, the Palomino, number 7 on my list. A lot of pretty hot girls that work there. I've been in there a couple times. It's a good time. I mean, it's a good party in there, and there are some exotic type of women in there. I think you'll find what you're looking for if you go to the Palomino for sure. All right. So let's talk about number 8 on the list, and that's also right down the street here in Strip Club Row, I call it, and that's Scores Gentlemen's Club. Now, Scores has a location in Chicago, I think in New York, maybe some other cities that I know about, and it's a chain, okay, and they've recently moved out here to Las Vegas. I wouldn't say too recently, maybe 6 or 7 years or so, but they recently expanded. Okay, just in the last year, they added a huge second level in the back and like a huge addition and blew out the back of the building, and they just have a lot more space now. It's a bigger strip club. They got more girls. They got their own transportation, and it's solid. I mean, it's kind of the same level as the Treasures, the Hustler Club and whatnot. It does, it's topless, and they serve alcohol. But it is definitely a player now since they've done the expansion, and it's definitely doing pretty well. I just drove by there, and it's actually looking pretty busy. And highly recommend Scores when it comes to if you want a nice strip club, maybe put it up, team it up with a couple of the other strip clubs I've mentioned so far, and make yourself a fun night and visit the chain Scores here in Las Vegas. Okay, so number 9 on my list is SOPHIAS. Okay, SOPHIAS is kind of the one strip club that's really close to the Strip. Okay, if you know anything about Las Vegas, you probably heard of the Cosmopolitan and the Aria. So basically, right behind the Cosmopolitan, the Aria is the 15, the Expressway, which is kind of right over here. And then just on the other side of that, there's a building called the Panorama Towers, which is a big high-rise. And right behind that is SOPHIAS. Okay, so say you're at the Cosmopolitan or the Aria or one of those hotels in that general area, you can literally get a ride to, we'll send a car from SOPHIAS to pick you up, a limo, and, it's like a 2-minute ride. Okay, you're right there. Okay, and they got a big stage in the middle. Place is pretty well done. They do have a pretty decent roster of girls. I would say any given night they probably have, 50 girls in the weekdays, maybe 100 girls on the weekends, and it does get pretty busy, and it does stay open late. It is open 7 days a week, but it's not 24 hours. Okay, so SOPHIAS is definitely somewhere you might want to check out if you don't want to travel too far to go to a strip club here in Las Vegas. We'll send a car to pick you up, and you're literally right there. Okay, now these are all pretty close to the hotels. You can see in the background here, there's the Resorts World and the Wynn in the background, so we're not far, from anywhere. But SOPHIAS is kind of right in the center of the strip. So that is SOPHIAS Strip Club. Definitely recommend checking that out. Number 9 on my list. So let's talk about number 10 on my list. and that is CENTERFOLD'S, okay? Another strip club that's kind of not around the other strip clubs, if you will. That one's over by the Virgin Hotel, which used to be the Hard Rock, which is over by the airport. And CENTERFOLD'S makes it number 10 on my list. It's a smaller strip club, but what I like about CENTERFOLD'S is they have a cool burlesque show on Tuesdays through Sundays, and it starts at 11 p.m., and it's actually a full-on show. So basically for the cost of entry and a couple of drinks into the strip club, you get a show, which is pretty cool, okay? It's not a huge strip club. There's not going to be like hundreds of girls on the floor, but you might have on a weekday 25 plus girls, and on a weekend maybe 75 plus girls, okay? And it is conveniently located if you are staying over there by the the Virgin Hotel or anywhere toward the center of the strip off Harmon there. It is very convenient. They have their own vehicles. They'll pick you up, and makes number 10 on my list. So let's talk about number 11 on my list, and that is the Library Gentlemen's Club. The Library Gentlemen's Club is a strip club that used to be called Cheetahs back in the day, and they changed it over to the Library Gentlemen's Club. And now it used to be alcohol, then it went to full nude, no alcohol, and now it's back to alcohol and topless, okay? So the Library Gentlemen's Club is number 11 on my list because they did just go back to topless. They are going back to alcohol, and they are going to be working with us and doing like 2 drinks right at entry. They're working on transportation right now, getting all that in order for the busy season here, and I think it could be a real player. The place is well done on the inside. I like the way it's laid out. The Library is a chain of strip clubs in Orange County, in California and whatnot, and they do bring some of the girls out here from there, make it a nice addition to the Las Vegas scene, having some girls from California and whatnot come and strip there. But definitely check out the Library Gentlemen's Club up here in the future. That's number 11 on my list. Let's talk about number 12 on my list, and that is Little Darlings. It also goes by Little D's to the locals around here, and Little Darlings is right down the street from the library, and that one is going to be full nude and 18 and over to get in, but no alcohol. Okay, that's kind of the most famous full nude strip club, if you will, in Las Vegas. It's got the most girls. They have a slogan on the side of the building that says thousands of beautiful showgirls and 3 ugly ones. Okay, it's kind of a funny, type of slogan. And they do have a big billboard that's right on the I-15, and they put out funny stuff on there sometimes, and people tweet it and whatnot. It is pretty funny. But Little D's has tons of young, beautiful girls, and it is full nude. So if that's your thing and you don't care about alcohol, Little D's might be one of the places you want to check out. We'll have more information on that about getting a ride over there and whatnot below. So let's talk about number 13 on my list, and that is going to be Diamond Cabaret. Okay, Diamond Cabaret is also owned by the people that own Scores, and is right down the street from Scores, about a block and a half away. And that one is going to be a full nude strip club without alcohol, okay? But they do have their own transportation, so we can send a car to pick you up on the strip, and it doesn't include drinks, but it'll get you in at a reduced rate, okay? And that is a full nude strip club. They're not going to be, as big as Scores when it comes to the amount of girls, but they do flip-flop some of the girls and whatnot. It is a smaller boutique-style strip club, but if you like full nude and you want to get picked up in one of the vehicles by them and maybe do diamonds and Scores in the same night, we can make that happen. All right, so that's number 13 on the list. Let's talk about number 14 on the list, and that's right over here, kind of behind the Rhino here. Can't really see it, but that's DEJA Vu Showgirls, okay? DEJA Vu Showgirls at one time used to be a full nude strip club, but now they're not. They're actually a full alcohol strip club and topless, and it's owned by the same people that run the same group that owns Larry Flint's Hustler, and Little Darlings also runs DEJA Vu. It is kind of conveniently located right across the street from the Trump Tower right there, DEJA Vu Showgirls. It's also attached to like an erotic museum and like a, kind of like a sex toy store, if you will. Stripper clothes, that type of stuff. It's all open there. And DEJA Vu is not open 24 hours, but they are open 7 days a week, and they do stay open late around 6 a.m., especially on the weekends. And if people are in there spending money, they'll keep it open. And it's a cool place to check out. It has a little bit of a Latin flair to it. I know a lot of my Latin clientels like it. It is going to be kind of a B-list type strip club, if you will, but some guys, they prefer that. Okay, we do have a lot of packages for them, and a decent amount of girls working there on the weekends. They have some pretty good specials, by the way, like Monday Night Football, $1 beers, $2 Tuesdays, so they run some pretty cool promos. If you want to go in there and drink for cheap and see some girls, that'll be a good place for that. Let's talk about number 15 on my list to round out the top 15 for 2023, and that is Floyd Mayweather's TMT, That Money Team Club, called Girl Collection. Okay, that's the old Sherry's Cabaret. That's going to be right down the street here as well, just past Scores and Treasures. You're going to find Girl Collection on the right-hand side from where I'm standing right now, and that's going to be more of a hip-hop strip club. Okay, that's going to be like hip-hop music, a lot of girls that are going to have like the big booties, supposedly all picked out by Floyd, typically the urban clientele likes the girls with the big booties, the big boobs and whatnot. A lot of my Dre's customers like going there after Dre's. If they don't want to do the Dre's after hours, I'll head over there to Floyd's Club. Typically Floyd's in there quite often because he lives here in Vegas, and a lot of celebrities and whatnot goes. Now, one thing about Girl Collection is it isn't cheap, okay? They purposely keep the cover high there. We do have a reduced rate cover that we offer and limo service if you guys want to go over there. They don't have their own transportation, but they do like to keep the clientele upscale. The bottle service is not cheap there, and the cover's not cheap, but it keeps the clientele upscale, and that's what they want over there. Okay, so let's talk about some honorable mentions here before I close out this video. There are a few other places that I wanted to mention that might be of interest to you if you're coming out to Vegas. They're not really on my top 15, but they are potential places that you could go. There's going to be a new place coming up here. It's going to be called Wet After Hours. It used to be a gay club, and they're changing it over to After Hours. It's going to kind of compete with Girl Collection. It's going to be a strip club, gentleman's club, more for the urban clientele. I know the guy that's going to be running is from Chicago. His name's Deuce. He's a buddy of mine. I used to work with him at Club Ocean in Chicago. He's going to be coming out here. They're going to be running some DJs. They're going to be flying in some like Instagram type models, and they're going to have some like hip hop artists and stuff. So it's going to be an urban after hours place called Wet After Hours coming up here soon. That's coming soon. I'm not sure when exactly, but be on the lookout for that. There's another place called Talk of the Town. That's kind of over there by the Fremont Street area. It's kind of famous for the sighting in the Vegas movie The Hangover. There was a guys that had a little scene where the Talk of the Town was in the background, and that's a full nude strip club. It's kind of a hole in the wall type place, and you're gonna find just a handful of strippers there, and it's full nude, no alcohol, but if you're in that area, you want to just stop in and check it out. It might be worth checking out. That's the Talk of the Town. There's another place called Club Paradise. That's a small little dinky place, but what made that famous was that show Bar Rescue. They came in and redid that place. It is a small strip club over there, kind of by the Bally's over there, a couple blocks down from Bally's Hotel, and it's a little kind of a hole-in-the-wall strip club. Maybe 5-6 girls working there. A little hole-in-the-wall strip club if you want to stop in and check it out for that. From that show Bar Rescue, it's kind of famous for that. So that's another strip club to check out. One of the other ones. That is a Latin strip club now. It's about 20 minutes from the strip. I've never actually been there, but I'm familiar with it. It's called Chica Bonitas. So if you're into Colombian and Latin type girls, speak Spanish, whatnot, that might be a place for you. I don't really work with them, but something to consider. There's another place called Honey's. Okay, there used to be a Legends Room back in the day, and they got the sign up, they got the awning up, it's lit up, and the place has been lit up with the sign on and awning for 2 years now, and it's still not open. It's called Honey's Las Vegas. I don't know if it's ever going to open. I don't know what the holdup is, but it looks like they put in some work to that place, and then it's just been sitting there. Legends Room for a while was a strip club that did it was kind of built around the crypto run in like 2017 and 18. It failed, and then Honey's looks like they're coming in and taking over. It's not even open yet. I don't know when it's going to open. I don't know if it's going to open, but it's definitely something to consider. And there was another strip club right over here near Deja Vu called the Can Room, but I just drove by there, and all the lights are off. It looks like that place is finally closed up for good. That was an 18 and over full nude strip club, but I don't think it's going to be open anymore. That's gone. And trying to think if there's anything else. Yes, there was one more strip club I wanted to mention. The old Seamless. Okay, that used to be a famous Vegas strip club after hours. It's over there off Arville, across the street from the Orleans Hotel. And the guys that run the Hustler, Little Darlings, and Deja Vu actually run that building as well. I think they own it of some sort. And they just opened up. It's going to be a Latin nightclub / strip club. Probably going to do some kind of after hours there. It's going to be called El Nirferno. Okay, El Nirferno. And I'm going to be meeting with them next week and get a deal in place with them as well for the Latin clientele. So be on the lookout for some more information about El Nirferno. It's kind of hard for me to say that, but so that's it. Those are pretty much all the strip clubs. Maybe just mention the only male strip club in Las Vegas. That's going to be on the rooftop of the Hustler. That's going to be the Kings of Hustler. There used to be the Men of Vegas over here at Rhino. That's gone since COVID. There used to be the Men of Sapphire. That's gone since COVID. The only male strip club that exists is the Kings of Hustler. And that's on the rooftop of the Hustler Club. There's another one in town called Hunk Mansion, but it's not anything to write home about. We're not that impressed with it, so we're not really promoting that. And then there's the male review shows like your Magic Mike, Thunder Down Under, Chippendales, Black Magic, Aussie Heat. Those are going to be the popular male reviews if the ladies want to check that out. But other than that pretty much rounds out the strip clubs in Las Vegas. There's your top 15 with some honorable mentions. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of long-winded video. I am a little bit out of breath here because it's a little bit cold outside as I'm filming this in November. My hands are about frozen, but hopefully you guys got something out of this content. I'm going to leave my cell phone above, 773-459-8133. Any strip club questions in Vegas, or if you want to check out any of these strip clubs on this list that I gave you, you're going to want to hit me up. I'll send a car to pick you guys up. If you guys like this video, I would appreciate a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more, and bang the notifications bell to be notified about my next video. I'm going to have a top nightclub video, top pool party video, top men's show video coming out, and then of course all the other sub videos with, like, you know, dining and all the individual clubs and whatnot. So keep up to date with Vegas with me and all my websites and whatnot. Make sure you click on the link below. Check out the beautiful websites that I've built to give you guys the best of Vegas. Make sure you can make the most out of your vacation out here, and consider combining a strip club here with some of our packages: dinners, limos, nightclubs, VIPs, Top Golf, shooting, ATVs. We do everything. Okay, I'm Brian Pfeiffer. I'm looking forward to working with you at the Las Vegas strip clubs.